What is going on? What a historic month for the Los Angeles Lakers of March. They got another victory against the really, really good Cleveland Cavaliers team. However, that Cleveland Cavaliers team last night, I don't know what the hell was going on with them. The Lakers went 15 and 2, 15 and 2 in the month of March. Those wins, the Knicks, the T-Wolves, the Nuggets, the Rockets twice, the Orlando Magic, the second night back-to-back against the Miami Heat. I know they had that one loss against the Detroit Pistons, but they beat the Cleveland Cavaliers, another playoff team that the Lakers have beating, and it's all been in the month of March. There was a lot of records that happened last night against the Lakers. 127 to 113 victory against the Cleveland Cavaliers. We got to talk about all that. Some more news in regards to this Lakers team. Possibility of Luka returning to this Lakers team. There's just so much positivity going around for the Lakers, and it's a beautiful thing to see on the way that they are playing basketball. It's inspiring basketball. Players are stepping up. Luka Doncic surpassing Kobe Bryant for the most points in the month of March. Some good things that it's in the building at Crypto.com Arena with the Lakers. But before we do any of that and get a deep dive into the month of March, happy April Fools as well to you guys that are tuning in right now to Lakers Talk Daily. You guys already know what you have to do. I have to talk about the beautiful Pechanga Resort Casino, and you can play your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino, the official Native American resort and casino of the Los Angeles Lakers. Skip the traffic. Head on over to Pechanga Resort Casino just off the I-15 in Temecula. Visit pechanga.com or call 888-PECHANGA for reservations and for more information. So, just briefly talking about the game last night, I kind of expected the Cleveland Cavaliers to put out one of their better performances. I was real curious to see the duo of Harden and Mitchell, the big man lineup of Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, which honestly, tell me if I'm wrong. I thought Jared Allen was on his way into having a historic game against the Lakers. It seemed that he was just getting every single hook shot, every single bread and butter was falling for Jared Allen's way. And the Cleveland Cavaliers got off to a quick 6-0 start. And you know what was crazy is how the tempo, the energy, it started immediately right from the tip-off when Donovan Mitchell thought he had a clear lane into the lane, and LeBron James with his iconic chase down block and sends it to the rafters. This Lakers team is playing really good basketball. And not only the offense is flowing, can we just talk about their defense? We have to talk about their defense. Their defense in March. They went 15 and 2 in the month of March. And we talk about, okay, Jalen Brunson. And I'm going to revisit this for you guys. Jalen Brunson, 8 for 19. Lakers played him and had 7 turnovers. Anthony Edwards, 2 of 15 shooting, only had 14 points. Okay? Jamal Murray, who we consider Lakers killer. He goes in there, he will have a bad night for the Nuggets matchup against the Lakers. Then all of a sudden, when that matchup comes and they have to face the Los Angeles Lakers, Jamal Murray is known to get his buckets. That wasn't the case in the month of March. Jamal Murray, 1 for 14 shooting and only had 5 points. Okay, so those 3 games happen. And we sit there and we're looking and we're like, okay, let's see if the Lakers can keep on adding to that. No, you know what happens? Kevin Durant, 2 times in Houston. 2 times Lakers had. And I circled that one because I felt like that was a playoff setting, a playoff scenario where you have a team that you're facing 2 times and then you have a day off in between, right? Kevin Durant, 18 points, 2 times. 11 turnovers. The defense, once again, this Lakers defense is just improving. Then guess what? Paolo Banchero points. And then the beautiful one. To even capitalize this, just how this Lakers defense has been playing, is Donovan Mitchell. 4-10 shooting and only 10 points. These are one of the better scorers in the league. Are we wrong? Is this something like this is real stats? This is Lakers team defense. We hear JJ Redick saying like, look, we could talk about LeBron James being the third highest usage guy. We could talk about Luka Doncic scoring 40 points, in a continuous rate in the month of March. We could talk about Austin Reeves being that secondary guy and him still being able to create his bread and butter. We could talk about DeAndre Ayton, how he's bought into his role. But you know what the real focus is when it comes to this Lakers team and how they have figured it out on the second half of the season is what JJ Redick said last night, is that every single person is contributing on this roster. Every single guy is contributing on this roster. That's right, Brian, in the YouTube chat. I know I have a lot of, disagreements when it comes to Jake LaRavia. Hey, he shot perfect 5 for 5. He actually made some 3-point shots. We get on him and Jake LaRavia. We do got to understand you got to make some layups consistently. But last night, with Marcus Smart out of the lineup, Lakers, one of their better defensive guys, their main defensive guys, we have a guy step in and he plays really, really well against a top 4 team in the Eastern Conference in the Cleveland Cavaliers. This team is trending towards the right direction. And it only is great to see it circle with the highly anticipated matchup in Oklahoma City, which we'll talk about in the second half of this episode. But everybody is playing well. Everybody is what? Doing their job. They're solidifying their roles. And everybody is buying in. And that's why you're seeing W's in the winning column with this Lakers team. Now, more things that's surrounded. Just in the month of March. Not only that Luka Doncic reached 15,000 career points. Rui Hachimura. I'm telling you, this is just, it's funny. Rui Hachimura reached 5,000 career points. And then LeBron James, how many times are we just going to see this? It seems like he's breaking damn near every single record when it comes to this Lakers team. LeBron James is now the NBA all-time win leader. All-time win leader. Age 41. And there's just some record that just keeps on occurring, and he is just keeping on breaking. It's crazy. Luka Doncic being the highest scoring Laker from the month of March since 1966. And then JJ Redick is the 5th coach ever to win 50-plus games in each of his first 2 career years. And I know it's good to see that, him having 100 regular season wins. And then you see in the comparison, first Lakers coach since Phil Jackson with back-to-back 50-plus win seasons. That was in 2010, 2011 when that happened. Damn, it's crazy. It's crazy because you look at the previous coaches, Frank Vogel, okay, won a title, and then he had some success, and then the injuries took a toll. And then your guys' favorite, who we all love to get on, Darvin Ham. We love to see Darvin Ham. We always had a Darvin Ham memes and all those different types of stuff when it comes to Darvin Ham. And then you're seeing this stat that JJ Redick is the first Lakers coach to have back-to-back 50-win seasons in their first 2 seasons since Phil Jackson. Goes to show you that, is this my coach leading forward for the Lakers? Is this the guy that we should all buy in on? And him being that franchise coach? Possibly so. Possibly so. Him being that franchise guy and him being that franchise coach. He just proving over and over again. When we had all these doubts, we had a lot of doubts with the way this Lakers team is playing in the first half of the season. And we got to give credit to him being able to have that conversation with LeBron James, being able to get the most out of DeAndre Ayton, being able to get Marcus Smart in that prime defender role, getting back into that defensive player of the year Marcus Smart type of player, every single person on this team has bought into their role. And there's a reason why. It's not a surprise that they're winning games. There's not a surprise that we're considering them contenders. Now, we always go back to it's got to be the ideal perfect matchup, depending on who they play in the first round. But every single thing went right in the month of March. It's crazy and it's remarkable. And by the way, the Lakers have avoided the play-in tournament once again. They're not a play-in team since JJ Redick has arrived. They now get 5 to 6 days of rest because with the play-in tournament and with those guys in, those teams in, Clippers, Trailblazers, Warriors, Phoenix Suns. Thank you, Phoenix Suns, for losing to the Orlando Magic. The Lakers now have clinched the playoff berth. And honestly, no one really cares about division titles in the NBA. Maybe it's just a me thing, but I feel like division titles don't mean anything when it comes to the NBA. Maybe I am wrong about that, but literally, when I hear that division title with Pacific Division, Central Division mean anything to me. If I'm just with this whole team and how they've been playing, it's beautiful basketball and it's very, very inspiring because you go in and it's like we try to move the needle over and over again. And they've beaten the better teams in the NBA. Now, I can't wait for tomorrow night's matchup against the Oklahoma City Thunder. And this could be another chance for Luka Doncic to prove his MVP case, along with Shai Gilgeous, who's trying to prove his MVP case. This is also going to be a test for the Lakers to see if they can match up with Oklahoma City Thunder. Because since Luka Doncic has been acquired for the Los Angeles Lakers, we have seen a little bit of light of them matching up with the Thunder. I know when the Lakers faced them earlier this season, the Lakers got punched in the mouth and they were not able to respond. And that's what worries me is because from roster, from top to bottom, you have to give the Oklahoma City Thunder the edge. They were winning games without Jalen Williams, Isaiah Hartenstein being in and out of lineup, which I know we're going to elaborate more on this on the second half of the episode. But tomorrow's matchup, when they face the Oklahoma City Thunder, is going to be a big one. Primetime game. And then they got the Dallas Mavericks on Sunday. But then guess who they got on that following Tuesday? They got the Oklahoma City Thunder once again. And that is the matchup that we have been circling because we're like, where are the Lakers at, when it comes to the Thunder? Because we put them on a different tier. We have the Thunder and the Spurs. And it's everyone else in that middle of the pack between the Lakers, Nuggets, Rockets, and T-Wolves. If you want to test and you want to see how well they have been playing and see if they can get off to a good start in the month of April and carry that over to the playoffs, this is the ideal game that we should be excited and looking forward to. So, with that being said, let's slow down a little bit. Let's let my partner, John Pachanga, give you guys a quick word.
At Pachanga Resort Casino, you can rock and roll, sip and slide, twist and shout. Play your perfect combination at Pachanga Resort Casino, official Indian gaming sponsor of the Lakers.
What is going back? Welcome back to Lakers Talk Daily. Man, 15-2 in the month of March. Records being broken. Guys getting their career points. Rui Hachimura, 5,000, which is really, really funny to me. Luka Doncic getting 15,000. LeBron James passing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for the most wins of all time. Luka Doncic being the most scoring the most points in a single month, surpassing Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant with 578. Luka Doncic passed that last night. Another 40 ball for Luka Doncic. It's just everything went right for the Lakers. And now, should we be a little concerned? And I want your guys' thoughts on this. Is that should we kind of fall back a little bit? Are we riding the wave too much, knowing that the Lakers have been playing really, really well? do we really should we really believe that this can carry over to the playoffs, knowing that they haven't proven beating the Knicks, the Nuggets, the T Wolves, the Rockets twice, then go second night back to back, and everyone plays and they beat the Miami Heat, and then they have another one, a clutch game against a gritty Orlando Magic team, and then what? They beat the Cleveland Cavaliers. Like, is this enough to really, really say that they can be a team that no one wants to face when it comes in the playoffs? They're 50 and 20. They're 50 and 26. The Lakers are 50 and 26. And it's so crazy to me that when we were talking about them early on, is that we had it seem that we did not really believe in this team. We did not really see them actually go in there and make some noise for the playoffs. We thought that this team, their ceiling was going to be a first round exit. Now all of a sudden, eyes and narratives are starting to change really, really quick. And you guys in YouTube chat, Brian saying, shout out to playing Bam. Yeah, you know what? Now that you mentioned that, real quick, Brian, is that the Miami Heat, for some reason, I'm right there with you, is that they're always in the play-in. Since the time where it's playoff Jimmy, when Jimmy Butler had to climb that Miami Heat team out of the play-in. It seems to me that the Miami Heat are always in the play-in tournament. And they always try to have to find a way to climb themselves out of the play-in tournament. I mean, Bam Adebayo elaborated on the other night saying that, yeah, I'm tired of being a play-in team. And you know what? You can get you can get those 80 points and 83, all that different type of stuff. But once again, that Miami Heat team being a play-in tournament team over and over again, that is a really, really funny and interesting point. And then I get it. We did see this last year in February and March. We do have to see this in the playoffs. And you guys, Peter, and everyone in the YouTube chat has always been saying this, is that when that month of February or March came rolling last year, when they were riding high, Dorian Finney-Smith was playing really well. We see a lot of guys contributing. And then you see the playoffs come. And they had all that success against the Minnesota Timberwolves. And we always revisit this because it is true. And it is a true thing, is that as soon as the playoffs came, matchups were starting to get exploited. They weren't able to get to their spots. Austin Reeves was a no-show in that first round of playoffs. And all we can hope for is that Austin Reeves shows up, knowing that he's turning down he's opting out of his contract. He's going to want more money heading into the offseason. Knowing that DeAndre Ayton has bought into his role and that he is probably that missing X factor that the Lakers need to carry momentum and actually give teams and actually win the playoff series. Knowing that LeBron James being that third usage guy, it doesn't have to exert so much energy and is willing and able to do things that LeBron James needs to get done, understanding that Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves are going to get their bread and butter. There's a lot of different scenarios, and bringing up last season compared to this one is that the one big difference that we have to always tell ourselves is that we, the Lakers, have a healthy Luka Doncic, an in shape Luka Doncic, a Luka Doncic who literally has changed the narrative and flipped the switch and now is in consideration for an MVP race. Lakers did not have a big man. And, again, I gave a lot of, slack to DeAndre Ayton, but he has been proving me wrong, especially throughout that entire month of March. Lakers did not have that last year. Now they do have a big man who they can possibly rely on come the postseason. There's a lot of different things. They actually have a guy coming off the bench. Not Gabe Vincent. They have a guy, Luke Kennard, who is consistent. He might not get up enough shots, but he's consistent. He gets to the driving lanes. He's able to find out a driving kick. Okay? And then you have a defensive anchor, which Lakers did not have. They have an actual point of attack defender in Marcus Smart. And you see the elevation of this team, and you've seen how they have bought in. There's a lot of different things. There's a lot of different scenarios compared to last year to this year. And look at Tim over here putting up this damn graphic. Come on, Tim. Why are you doing this to me, man? Who should win MVP? This is always the conversation. This has been the conversation that has been, as of late, throughout the entire NBA. And we always go back to this, is that Shai Gilgeous averaging 31, only getting 4 rebounds. But Luka Doncic averaging 33 and 7 rebounds. Now we understand what Wemby's doing. And Wemby's going to be in the conversation for MVP as well, because the fact that the Spurs are only 2 games behind the Oklahoma City Thunder, and that's why expect tomorrow everyone to play for the Oklahoma City Thunder, because they got to get that first seed, and they cannot just trick off games. They got to be able to play in majority of these games, knowing that the Spurs are right on their tail. So everyone's going to be suited up for the Oklahoma City Thunder tomorrow. I fully expect that. I fully expect Jalen Williams. I fully expect Isaiah Hartenstein. You got a healthy Shai Gilgeous. You got a healthy Chet Holmgren. You got a healthy Alex Caruso. And then the Lakers, hopefully the Lakers do have Marcus Smart tomorrow. I do believe him sitting out last night against the Cleveland Cavaliers was just more of a ramp-up period for him to take this day off, today off, and then get ready to go tomorrow against the Oklahoma City Thunder, because I'm going to tell you guys right now is that they're going to need Marcus Smart tomorrow. Just the way Oklahoma City Thunder plays, and just the way they can get out and run, and just the way how physical they are defensively. They're going to need Marcus Smart. And honestly, not even just for that game, they're going to need him for the remainder of this season. And MVP conversation, it might get a little interesting. And thank you, Tim, for bringing in that graphic up. It might get interesting. Because hear me out here, say if Luka Doncic puts up 35, puts up 30 to 35, hell, even 40 against the Oklahoma City Thunder, and it's a Lakers win, okay, cool, on Thursday. And then say Luka Doncic continues that once again, and he goes to the Dallas, and goes back to Dallas, which he loves to go back to, because after they screwed him over and did that whole deal. But he's, Luka Doncic is very happy in LA. Let's just say that right now. He's very, very happy in LA, because what the Mavericks got going on, I think Luka Doncic is coming to understanding that, man, I am glad I'm sitting here with the top 3 team in the Western Conference, a coach who has had back-to-back 50-plus wins. And then say if he puts up another 30 to 35.9. And then you got to tell, and you're telling me, hear me out, you're telling me that if he puts up another 30 to 35-point performance, and I might get too ahead of myself. It's all just hypothetical. It's all speculation. But say if he puts up those numbers again, and Lakers beat the Oklahoma City on next week on Tuesday, can that start to be an inch as far as like, hey, we might have to consider him in the MVP race. We might have to really, really look at it. And I get it. Everyone wants to go with that narrative that the MVP normally goes to a team who has the best record. The MVP normally goes to a player that has what? Has a player that's very, very efficient, a player that has the numbers to show for it, and his team is also either the best respective conference. That team is the best in their respective conference. And of course, they're going to look at Shai because he has the numbers to back it up. But his team is also what? They are winning. And the only reason why I have to say is because what? What's it called? I'm sorry. The standings and where the Lakers are at is because the Lakers are 50 and 26. They are a lot of games behind the Oklahoma City Thunder. And a lot of on the MVP race, that is one thing they're going to look at. Oh, the Thunder are 60 and 16 compared to the Lakers, who are 50 and 26, and they really didn't have, and Luka really didn't have this eye. I mean, he was putting up numbers, but not like how he was in the month of March. 10 games in a row where he's averaging over 40 points. That's where the real test is going to be at, because they're going to be like, the Oklahoma City Thunder have been consistent throughout the entire season. Now, the Los Angeles Lakers, they didn't really start to pick it up till the second half of this NBA season. So that is where the MVP conversation is going to be at. And see you guys in the YouTube chat. And Adam Hurley saying, I like LaRavia playing small forward instead of Smart. He's forward, just taller. Let Smart play backup point guard. Now, Adam, I understand what you're saying. I get why you would believe that as far as Jake LaRavia and how he's been playing well. But you're going to need Marcus Smart, and you're going to need him to be that defensive anchor, because not only does He does a lot of things well for this Lakers team defensively. He keeps DeAndre Ayton in check. He holds him accountable. He makes sure he's rim running. He's making sure that he's rebounding. He's making sure that he is engaged. Jake LaRavia, he is a good role player, a solid role player. You don't expect much for Jake LaRavia. You expect him to get you some 50-50 balls, rebounding, second chance opportunities, and then he's running the lanes. Now for Marcus Smart, you expect fully out of him for what? Defense, defense, defense. I know when the Lakers signed Jake LaRavia, it was a 3-and-D guy. The three ball has not been consistent for him. Defensively, he has been okay. He has been okay for the Lakers. But Marcus Smart is that guy that needs to be in the starting rotation. There is no need for him to come off the bench. And I get it. I truly understand. But I do believe that Marcus Smart brings more of an edge for them when he is starting. And he brings more to the table, getting guys in check and getting the most out of them. And everyone is just embracing the roles, and they are accepting the roles. Just like Jay in the YouTube chat, know your role. By the way, I always love when everyone throws in the LeBron James, his first two initials, and then little role player or the third option. You guys be cracking me up with that stuff. But it's, once again, every single thing that went down for this Lakers team in the month of March. The defense and how they held their opposing team star players, and how the way that they beat those opposing teams like the Knicks, the Nuggets, every time we list those different teams, and the way that they held those teams' star players, kept them on track and held them to their average, or their season average. Really good thing to see. Luka Doncic reaching 15,000 career points. LeBron James being the NBA all-time win leader. Every single thing. JJ Redick being being the fifth coach ever to win 50-plus games in each of his first 2 career years. He's given a promise into the future with this Lakers organization. There's a reason why they gave him that contract extension. Every single thing went right for the Los Angeles Lakers in the month of March. And let's just see if they can carry it over to what? This month of April, finish off the month of April on a high note, secure that 3rd seed. Now that you clinched the playoff berth, now you have another goal. And you know what that goal is? The goal is to secure that 3rd seed, and hopefully, depending on how the standings get matched up, if they do end up with the Houston Rockets, that is a favorable matchup for the Lakers to win. But tomorrow is a good one, and we're gonna be diving deeper into the Oklahoma City Thunder game tomorrow. But for myself, my guy Tim running the operation, and then you guys in the YouTube chat, and I'm gonna leave this one right here. Cracking up D-Hawk. And then back with Brian saying the second option now. So for myself and you guys in the YouTube chat, very good for you guys. Always tuning in to Lakers Talk Daily. I will be talking to you guys tomorrow. We got a big one, an exciting one. Lakers versus Thunder in Oklahoma City. Can't wait to talk to you guys about that matchup tomorrow on Lakers Talk Daily. As always, I'll see you guys. We out.
Come on.